That's going to be our starting grid right there. Coop, FNW, Murph, Logical, your top four. Everybody ran on soft, so we got a little bit of rainfall in here. Not sure how hard this rain is going to get, so I'm predicting right now that everybody's going to be starting out on inners. And we've got about 3 seconds here now before we get back up on the grid here. Get our... I just drew a blank. Get everybody lined up on the grid. Pace lap. I know that's not what it's called, but I'm old and I draw a blank sometimes. That's what happens. Rain falling heavy. Heavy rain here at Imola for the start of this race. And add another layer of excitement to it. Let's see who can handle this wet track conditions with inners. Maybe see if somebody goes to a full soft. I'm afraid to hit. All right. Well, it looks like everybody's getting their final settings done, getting their cars set up here. We'll get to the grid here in just a moment. For race number 2 for, I think this is season 2 or 3. How do I turn off my game chat down there? I don't want to be in game chat. Let me put myself in a party. Maybe that'll stop it. Okay, there we go. I didn't want to be in game chat. All right, looks like we're still waiting for everybody to load in. Thought we had everybody chat in our ears, but it looks like they're off in their own team chats. All right. The lights are out. And we got Coop. We're going to see you get off the line right here. It looks like everybody may be on. Looks like we're on full wets here with Coop. Going to take the get a good start down into turn number 1, and he is going to take the lead. FNW all over the back of him right now with Murphy following around in third. Let's see if we can get a little bit different view right here. Get a view from Murphy here in third, looking forward on Cooper and FNW here. 1 and 2. Cooper looks like he's handling his wet conditions really well here on this first lap. He's starting to get a little bit of separation here on FNW and Murphy. It looks like Murphy actually closing in here for that P2 spot. We'll move back here to look back here from the front. All piled up right here. All these cars just nose to tail. First couple laps here of this race here in the rain. It's coming down hard. You can see from that spray right there how hard it is to see what's in front of you. And we got Big Fat Door going to take that 4th position away from Logical. A nice dive down into the corner there to gain that 4th position. He's actually looking to get another spot there on Murph. We'll jump back up here. He's got by Logical for that 4th position. Now he's working his way around Murph there for that 3rd spot. Looks like we pretty much have 2 different views here. Cooper's really starting to stretch out his lead here. He looks like he's got a really good handle on this wet conditions as he's getting away from FNW. At the same time, it looks like Murph's working his way up into that 2nd position. Big Fat Door there in 4th. Logical in 5th position. We'll look back here towards the back of the field. Let's see if we can... All right. We'll scroll back up through the field. Looking back on the field, it looks like some of the back runners back here are really struggling, dropping back already almost a full 10 seconds behind after 1 lap. Good race here for that 3rd position. Big Fat Door now working his way around Murph for 3rd. Going to set his sights on FNW there for that 2nd place. You see Murph slip a little bit in that Ferrari coming off the corner right there. Logical looking up underneath them as they're heading down into Sector 2 down the long back straightaway here. It looks like everybody's still on the full wets. We'll see if anybody can make this whole race on this one set of tires. Pretty heavy rain coming down, so I'm sure we're going to see at least one pit stop here for 32 laps here at Imola. Nova here working his way up in that 5th position, only about a second behind Murph. If we had some DRS, he'd have DRS on him, but I don't think we're going to. DRS is not going to be activated tonight with these conditions. So Cooper here now with almost just stretching this lead out to about 3 seconds. He's got a really good handle on these conditions. FNW there in second. Big hold on to that 3rd position. Fastest lap of the race right there put down by Cooper, the 1:30, about 15 seconds off of the time they laid down in qualifying. So you can see just how much this wet conditions is really affecting the cars here and the speeds for sure. Here we are looking at Murphy here in 4th position, trying to set his sights there on Big. Big made a good run. Big starting at, I think he started back in about the 6th spot. So he's worked his way up through the field here. Nova also running that 5th position. Logical sitting back here in 6th. Logical, a pretty consistent runner here in this league with the F1. But it looks like he's really struggling with these conditions right here today here at Imola. Back here, looking back here in 7th and Calder. So it looks not a whole lot of, not much close racing on the track right now. You can see everybody separated by about a second. We can look back here at the second kick Sauber car with AJB trying to set his sights on Schelling here for that 9th spot. Looks like one of the closest races we have going on the track right now. As they're just tentatively getting these cars in the corners, just trying to keep a little bit of traction, not spinning the tires coming off. AJB doing a really good job here, not running over the back of Schelling, but at the same time not spinning the tires coming off, trying to get by him for that 9th spot, trying to move himself up into the points. Look back here to Wampus and Rambo back here fighting for this 11th and 12th spot. And Beers back here in 13th. We'll scroll back up here. Up here to this fight for second. It looks like Big maybe gaining off FNW just a little bit. Trying to run him down for that 2nd place. In the meantime, FNW's kind of held that gap on Coop. Coop had about a 3-second lead. He stretched it out to about 3.5 seconds, but he's kind of maintaining it. Coop definitely looks to have the best handle on these conditions tonight in this McLaren. He's stretching that lead out now, almost 4 seconds here on FNW. We'll switch back through the field. Cooper also with fast lap of the race so far. I haven't seen anybody else pop up with a new lap. Look back here to Logical. Logical's still fighting back in this 6th spot, but he's trying to find a way around Nova here, get back up into 5th. He's trying to crawl back up through there. Like we said earlier, Logical usually a really consistent driver here in this series, and he's fallen back here. He started up in about 4th, so he's fallen back here to this 6th position. Let's see if he can crawl back up, make his way back to the front. His Mercedes teammate Colder here, right, trying to follow him through here. About a second back, but he's got his hands full with hype in that 2nd Ferrari. Another fast lap put down by Coop with a 1:30, 187. Colder gets a really good run off the corner. Looked like Hype was going to run him down a little bit, but Colder doing a lot better job getting off the corner down there. Heading down that long front straightaway. Putting a little more gap here on Hype for that 7th and 8th place battle. Let's see if we can get back up here to the top. It looks like we got a little fight going on here. Logical working his way back up here to the back of Nova. We're getting over on that back wing. Let's see if he can find a way around here. In the meantime, we can look up at the split times. I can see Murph is also making a little bit of ground up on a Big. Some of these guys getting maybe a little accustomed to this wet condition, getting a little better with it, getting a little more comfortable with it, pushing just a little bit harder and harder every lap. We are 5 laps into this 32-lap race here at Imola. I'm actually really surprised we haven't had a safety car. This league usually averages about 1 safety car a race, even when it's dry, so they're doing a really good job here in these wet conditions. Nobody's spinning off the track, no contact, so scroll back through the field here and get back up to the top. See if we can see. So Logical's now worked his way about half a second behind Nova. Another fast lap by Cooper, the 129. So it looks like the rain might be slowing down a little bit. It's not quite as heavy as it was at the start. Let's see if we can get maybe a dry section on the track. Anybody's in there? How's that sound mix going? I haven't played with the sound with these cars here yet, so is the car sound loud enough, or let me know. Oh, there's that safety car we were talking about. It looks like one of the Williams cars. It looks like it might be Wampus. Or is it Rambo? It looks like it's Rambo spun around down there coming to off the last corner, off of corner number 19, heading towards the line. Looks like he may have knocked the front wing off of that. He did, so he's going to try to make his way into the pit. We got a full safety car coming out. Let's see who dips into the pits here. Rambo definitely in the pits. We'll get up here on Coop, see if he's going to pull in. So they're coming around here back to Sector 3. Long way to go back to the pit, so we'll see if anybody takes advantage of this safety car condition, dips in and gets a new set of wets on. But you can kind of see on the track there, it looks like it may be getting a little bit of a drier path. Is it dry enough to put inners on? We're going to see if somebody makes that change. We will. Let me see here. I think we can put some detail on here. So as you can see here, as we're coming to the safety car, Big's up 5 spots from the start. Murph's dropped down 1, Nova up 1, Logical down 2. So your big movers so far have been Big and Hype Animal, both up 5 positions here since the start of this race. All right, everybody's on wets. Let's see if somebody's going to come in. It looks like Coop's going to drive by the pit area and not pull in, to see if anybody else takes advantage of it. All right, everybody's going to stay out on this full set of wets. I don't think if with Cooper not coming out, I don't see anybody in the top 4 or 5 coming in, but we might see somebody towards the back come in and try to get a new set of wets, or maybe even a set of inners. Doesn't look like anybody's going to jump down in the pits, so we're full safety car here right now on lap number 7 of 32. Oh, it looks like we've got 3 cars coming down and going to change set of tires. Let's see what they do here. So AJB, Schelling, and Joe Beer all into the pits for a new set of tires, and it looks like he's going to a new set of wets. But it looks like Schelling's going to try the inners. So we'll see what that Red Bull does on those inners. Let's see if it's going to be an advantage, or if he's going to be able to get any kind of traction out there. How wet is that? How wet is the track? We can't really tell from this view, but Schelling going to a set of inners. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can make up some spots back there. He's sitting back in 11th right now. We're still on the safety car. Let's see here. All right, as we're starting lap number 7 here. Coop's still leading this race. He's led from the beginning. Let's see if FNW or Biggs got anything for him here, right? If they found a little bit, but so far Coop looks to be the most comfortable here in these conditions, as he spread himself out to about a 4 to 4.5 second lead before that safety car came out. I guess we did an announcer jinx bringing that safety car out, but I'm really curious to see what Schelling can do. Schelling usually runs pretty well, so if he can find something on these inners, it might force some other people to dunk down in and get some as well. But it looks like it's still pretty wet out there. It might be just a little too wet for those tires. We're gonna see what he can do here once we go back to green flag conditions. This is race number 2 in the series here for the NYDRL. If you're out there joining us and you're looking for a F1 league, you reach out to these guys on Discord. They're on a pretty good series. I think they got about 16 guys in there right now, so if they can get a full field of cars, it'd be really fun to watch. But we got 13 guys here tonight, so let's see if we get the safety car in. And we have Logical stream up that we can watch. Looks like we got Hype Animal stream up too. We'll see where he's at. Alright, looks like we're going to go at least one more time around here. Let's see if the safety car ends. We have It looks like Rambo back there coming out of the pits trying to make his way up to catch the back of the field. And that Racing Bull, he is now down. Let's see here. All right, let's see if we can get the safety car off here, get some laps down, 8 laps down in this 32 lap race. Quarter of their way through it, if my math is correct. All right, as we come down this long back straightaway here, let's see if Cooper can keep dominating the way he's been dominating the early parts of this race. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a dry path there. It's kind of hard to tell from this view, but we'll see if these wet tires are going to hold up if it does start drying out. If it does dry out, these tires are going to burn off really quick, so we'll see if Schelling was the only smart one of the bunch here to go to the inners. It's a long safety car. I guess we're going to go one more lap around. I don't know what takes so long to get these safety cars done, but that's the FIA for you. We're going to do one more lap. We ran about 3 laps here, about 6 laps under green conditions, about 3 laps now under the safety car. Cooper still holding the lead now. Of course he is. They're still under safety car. Running the only McLaren in the field tonight, so we'll see how he bring him some points. He finished 9th last week in the first race of the series. He's looking to make a big improvement on his point standings here today. I guess it's daytime in Italy. So while they're doing this, if we look up I have my point standings up here. Rated FR1 was leader of the points. He won last week's race, but he is not here today. Murph second in the point standings, running 4th right now. Logical 3rd in the standings, followed back to 6th, so I think that might move Murph up into 1st if he can hang on to this 4th position. Let's see if we're going to go green this time by. Oh, looks like Hype, AJB, and Joe Beers also all ducked into the pits there for inners while we were busy looking at point standings and stuff. A few more cars on here on inners, and we'll see what happens here with a little bit of split in the field here with tire selection. All right. Safety cars coming in this lap. We're going to go green. Let's get up here on Coupe. We'll see if we can get a good view of the front. Coupe, FNW, Big, Murph, Rusted Nova, your top 5 right now. Logical, Colder, Wampus. And then we get back to the first car on inners, which is Schelling. They'll see what he can do with those tires. As we are coming around, they're going to take the green. Coupe. Safety car ducks into the pits, and he's going to take off, get a good jump here on FNW. He's going to give out a 2 or 3 car length lead going down into turn number 1 down the front stretch. Did we get another safety car down there? Oh, it looks like we had a temporary caution, but it's back to green. Coupe, FNW, Big, and Murph, your top 4 right now. And again, Coupe still holding on to that lead, but it looks like FNW is holding on to his back bump, onto that back of that wing here a little bit more than he was earlier. You can see a big gain right there as they are coming down into sector 2 right now, down getting ready to head towards the back straightaway. I'll have to learn these corners on these tracks, if I might call these races a little more, I guess, but we are 10 laps in. You can see the rain still falling a little bit. We're anxious to see what Schelling and Hype are going to do back there on those inners. See if they can move up through the field. It looks like right now they haven't been able to make much of a move. We look back here for this battle for 3rd and 4th with Big and Murph. Murph right on the back wing of Big, and he's trying to find a way. It looks like, oh, going to catch a curb right there, but it's not going to. He's not going to hurt him enough that Murph's going to make up any ground. Looking back there to that 5th position, we still have Nova back there in 5th and Logical in 6th. But right now we've got a battle here for the 2nd position here with Big and Murph. Top 4 cars kind of trying to stretch out a little bit. They got about a 3-second gap back to the 5th place car of Logical. Oh, there we go. Logical got by Nova there for that 5th spot. Surprised it took so long. Logical usually runs really, really well here. He wasn't really confident with Imola. He said earlier it wasn't one of his favorite tracks, but he's doing really well and now hold on to that 5th position. Here we're on logical, looking up towards the leaders as he's holding on to fifth. He's got about 3 seconds to that fourth position of Murph. Let's see if we can get back up here to the front. So it looks like FNW is starting to put a little pressure on Coop. He's only half a second back, which translates to about maybe 3 or 4 car lengths there. And about the same distance back to Big. So all 4 of these cars up front here separated by less than about 3 or 4 car lengths between each other. A little bobble there by FNW, but he's going to get it straightened out. So it looks like I see Wampus and AJB both ducked into the pits. AJB put on inners. Let's look at Schelling right here. Schelling's the first car that went to inners, and he's moved up to 8th from that 10th position. He came out of the pits in. It looks like the track is drying out just a little bit, so these tires might come to him here. Let's see if he can make his way through the field here. He's in 8th right now, trying to chase down Cold Dirt for that 7th position. Sorry. As we get back up to the front, it looks like FNW lost about a second here on Coop. He was right there on the back of the wing. He's fallen back quite a bit now. Coop laying down a new fast time of the race. That's about 4 seconds better than what we had earlier. So you can see the track's drying out and improving. Let's see who's going to be the first one to try to juck in and put some slicks on. But we still see a little bit of rain falling on the screen, a little bit of drizzle. But it does look like it's drying out a little bit. Let me see if I can look from somebody else's view here. There's still a little bit of rain falling on the visor. Don't see it as well on our view, but I can jump over to somebody else's view and I can see it on their screen. And we're looking at Murph in that 4th position, looking up towards Big in 3rd, about 7/10 of a second behind that 3rd place car. So everybody up front kind of separated out. Let's see if we can find us a race here. It looks like Colder. It might be about right on the back of Nova here for that 6th and 7th spot. And they got Schelling right behind him. Again, Schelling, the first car on inners. And it looks like it might be coming to him a little bit because he's really... Oh, little bobble there from Colder. It's going to let Schelling get by on the inside. Cold lost a little bit of grip right there. Slid off the track. Going to let Schelling move up into that 7th spot. And he's going to set his sights on Nova there for 6th. We'll get back up here to Schelling. As he tries to run down Nova there for that 6th spot. Schelling started back in about 10th after the end of that safety car, and he's really made a run up through he's starting to make a run through the field. You can see those tires coming to him. He gets a good run off the corner there, heading down that long front straightaway, going to the outside of Nova for that 6th position. I think he's going to make this turn, getting into the corner here, and he's going to pull that pass off. So Schelling now up to 6th. About three seconds behind Logical there in that 5th position. Let's see if he can keep charging towards the front. Again, Schelling's the first car on inners, and they're starting to come to him a little bit as the rain has kind of subsided a little bit. Track condition starting to dry out. We look back up here towards the front. Murph worked his way back up on the back winger here, Big, trying to get that 3rd spot back. He's about a half a second behind. And then we look back to Logical's about 3 seconds behind this fight. Got Wampus down there in the pits. It looks like he's making another tire change. Maybe he broke a wing or something, but you see we jumped. It looks like maybe that front wing might be missing off the front of that car for Wampus. You see, oh, no, it's not. He's just going to come in. He's going to put inners on as well, so we'll see what he can do from that 12th spot. We've also got AGB coming in. It looks like, is he going to hards? I think he just put hards on. That's going to be the first car. It is. So AJB putting hards on. I think he's going to test him out there for FNW and that Kick Sauber team. So let's see what they can do. Let's see if he can make a run up through here. We'll watch here a little bit. Murph ducking down into the pits. Let's see what he's doing. It looks like he's going to a set of. Is he putting hards on as well? It looks like. I'll just go over to the tire selection here so I can see what they're doing. Murph coming out, drop him into the pits out of that 4th position. He's coming in and putting a set of hards on. Coming back out. Looks like he's going to come back in about 10th, maybe 11th position. So we got 2 cars out there on hards right now. Murph taking that chance. Let's see what he can do with it here. It does look like the track's dried out quite a bit. If the track's dried out enough for these tires, I think he can make a run all the way to the finisher. So might give him a good advantage if he can get out there and put some good laps down. Oh, a little loose right there. So still just a little slick. Tires a little bit cold. Let's see if he can make it work here. So we're going to kind of stay on this and see if these tires are going to work for him. See if they do. That's going to make some of the people start ducking into the pits, changing some tires, at least going to some inners. You can see Schelling now worked his way up into 5th now with Murph coming into the pits. We'll keep an eye. Here we got Coop now, leader ducking down into the pits here for his tire change. Both top 2 cars, Coop and FNW, into the pits. Top 3 cars into the pits, big into the pits as well. So Logical going to stay out. Coop going to mediums. He's going to come back out on the track. It looks like he's going to fall. I'm going to guess probably somewhere in about 7th, maybe a little bit better. It looks like we got a lot of cars. Everybody ducking down to the pits to change tires. Logical staying out there on those full wets, cold dirt as well. Both the Mercedes staying on full wets. Let's see if that's going to hurt them here. That may hurt them a little bit if everybody comes out here on and gets a good out lap. Let's see where we are. So FNW come out with those hards on. Murph right behind him there in the hards. Cooper came back out, got back out of both of them still on. He comes out on a set of mediums. So let's see if those mediums can make it all the way to the end here. See FNW struggling coming off the corner down there. He got a little bit loose, just about lost it. I think once we come around again, I think we're going to see Logical and Colder both duck into the pits here. Everybody now on slick tires except for Nova, who's still, he came in and took on some inners. Both Mercedes still on the full west, but they're going to have to duck in here this lap and change, or they're going to start losing a lot of ground. You see AGW just set the new fastest lap of the race at a 1:21, which is about 6 seconds off our qualifying pace, but it's about 5 seconds faster than we've seen anything in this race so far. Yeah, looking up at the screen, we got Logical ducking down to the pits. I think we'll see Cold Dirt follow him in there. But I think they waited one lap too long, and I think that's going to set him quite far back in the field. I think Logical will be lucky if he comes out in about maybe 6, because I see Schelling ducked in and got some mediums on as well. So that's going to reset the order now. Everybody on 6 Arena has kind of subsided. Coop, FNW, Murph by pitting the lap earlier was able to short pit there and gain a position on Big as Big was holding on to that 3rd position pretty solid. Murph going to move up into 3rd, Big into 4th, Schelling now in 5th. Schelling did a really good job going to those inners earlier, then was able to duck in and get the slicks on. He was way back in 10th or 11th when we had that safety car about 9 laps ago. He has now moved up into 5th, so let's see if he can hold on to that 5th spot, as he's got Logical charging up right behind him now. Logical now on a new set of hard tires here. Let's see if he can make up any ground. All right. We got Schelling looking to the outside of Logical for that 5th. Logical is going to take that 5th position away from Schelling. Good move by Logical there to take 5th. You can see FNW now laying down a new fast lap of the race at a 18:163. So track conditions definitely improving here as we go along, as we're a little over halfway through this race. 17 laps down of a 32-lap race. We'll see if Logical can make up any ground there on Big for that 4th position, as he has cleared Schelling, but Schelling's hanging on right there. We're going to see if the track dries out enough that they enable DRS here. It might make a little bit of difference in this. So we're going to move up towards the front here. It looks like, let's see, Murph got a pretty good gap in that 3rd position back to Big. FNW still in 2nd, trying to chase down Cooper. About a 2.5 Cooper has led this whole race, except for a little bit of time during the pit stops. So it's your top 6 out in front, all the way back to about 9 seconds back to the 7th and 8th. So kind of separation of 2 races going on here. We look back here to Wampus in that 13th position with a 3-second penalty for something, I'm not sure what. But in the meantime, we can look here from FNW, and he's made up a little bit of ground. He's made up about 0.4 of a second on that last lap on Cooper, as he's also set down the new fastest lap of the race with a 17.3. That's really close. It's only about 2 seconds slower than what we saw in qualifying, so they're really starting to pick up the pace here as the track dries out and we're all on slick tires now. Let's see if he's got anything here for Cooper here with about 14 laps left to go. He is definitely making up some ground. You can see him closing in now under a second. I don't think we have DRS enabled yet. But he's going to try to stay within that 1 second just in case it does get enabled. That'll really help him gain some speed down the long straightaways and maybe see if he can make a pass on Cooper. Let's see if we got anything else close going on. We look back here to 8th and 9th. We can see Colder here on Hype. We got over just in time. Maybe I thought Cole was going to make a dive down on the inside of Hype, but he's going to sit back here and follow along. A little bit of slip right there, losing some ground. He was right up on Hype's back wing. Little lockup right there from Hype. Well, we're looking back here at this battle here for 8th and 9th, but we're looking at the intervals up there from 1 and 2 to see if we need to jump up there real quick. So it looks like FNW has closed the gap some more. He's only 4/10 of a second here. It looks like, has he got the wing open on there? I can't tell. FNW now alongside. The wing is open. He did have DRS, so it looks like it wasn't enabled. I couldn't see that earlier. So FNW now going to take the lead here from Cooper, 19 laps into this. So this is your fight for the lead. Murph about 8 seconds behind, back in 3rd. So it looks like this is going to be our... The wind's going to come down to these two drivers here, FNW and Cooper. So let's see if Cooper can stay close enough to keep DRS as they get back into this, in the back section of the track here. Coming out of sector 2 here for 19 laps into the race. FNW. Cooper was really dominating this race in the wet. I'm pretty sure he would have hoped it would have stayed wet because he looks like he had the best handle in those conditions, as he had about a 5-second lead at one point. But with the shakeup of the safety car and the weather change on, it looks like FNW now looks like the car to beat, as he is trying to get away from Coop, at least get out of that DRS. We'll look back here to Coop's view. You can see looking forward here, getting a good run down in the corner. Sorry, I don't know the numbers on all the corners here, but we just jumped in there kind of late. So here we are coming down the long front straightaway. He's going to have DRS here. Let's see if he can get enough of a run going down into the first corner. Doesn't look like he's going to get enough. Well, I could be wrong here, but he's making up a lot of ground. He's down to 0.3 of a second, but not enough to make a late dive. We got a caution down in sector 3. Let's see if we can see who it is. That was a short caution. Maybe somebody just drove off the track for a second. So Coop had closed up to about 0.3 of a second there on FNW for the lead. He's now falling back to about 0.6. So let's see if he can stay in that dirty air and get up a little closer and get back in that DRS zone. See if he can make a pass down that front straightaway, that long front straightaway here at Imola. Another caution down there in sector 1. Looks like somebody may have just drifted off the track. So it looks like we'll ship back over to Logical. So Logical has made his way up to the back of Big Fat Door here for this 4th position. Let's see if he can make something happen here. About 0.1 of a second. Where are they at on the track? They're going down the back straightaway, so I think Logical's going to have... They come down through here through the chicane. Still able to hold right on the back, so let's see if he can stay all the way on his back bumper going down through the last set of corners. We're going to jump up here to Coop and FNW again as they're down the front straightaway. Cooper still not able to close up. A little lockup down there going into turn 1. Let's jump back down here to Logical. Oh, we missed it. As they come off of the last corner, they're Logical able to jump up in front of Big there, coming off the last corner down the front straightaway. As he's going to take that 4th position and set his sights on Murph in 3rd, see if he can get himself onto the podium. We'll jump down here to Rambo. Rambo right on the back of Hype and Cole. All 3 cars here fighting for, what is this, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Rambo looking to make a move here on the inside of Hype. As they go down to the corner, going to see me take that 8th spot away, but not going to be able to do it. He backs off. Let's Hype get settled in. Let's see if we jump back over. Let's see if Big can make a run at Logical as they go down towards the back section of the racetrack. Coop now falling over a second behind. Let's see if he can get back in that DRS range here. It looks like I don't know where the DRS detection zone was, but it looks like he may not have DRS right here. So he was more than a second behind. So that's going to allow FNW to get a little bit more of a gap on him down this front straightaway. And you can see that interval gaining now up to 1.2 seconds. About 10 laps left to go. Murph just kind of running around here in third by himself, about 13 seconds behind. He got Logical 6 seconds behind him, so let's see if Murph can just kind of hang on for that podium finish. I think that'll, if he can stay there in third, I think that'll move him up to the top of the point standings. See if we can find a racer on the screen. We've got Nova down here. See, trying to make up some ground on Cole there to get that 10th position. Cole was running right there with Rambo and Hype, so he must have slid off the tractor because he's now 4 seconds behind. Nova was running really well earlier in the wet. He was up in about top 4, top 5. So he's trying to make his way back up through here. Has DRS there on Cole. And he's going to take that 10th position back, get himself into the points. Wampus with another 3-second penalty. He must be going off the track a couple of spots. So that's going to be a total of 6 seconds of penalties there for Wampus now. Wampus is now out of the race, it looks like. It looks like he may have crashed out there somewhere around turn number 2 or 3. So we've lost Wampus out of this race. So we're down to 12 cars running right now. Good fight here with, it looks like Rambo. Looking to put that, where are they at on that leaders? They're going down the front straight. So it looks like Cooper's about 0.8 of a second behind. So he's back in DRS range on FNW, but he's not really gaining anything. So we're going to watch this little battle here, right, with Rambo and Hype for 8th and 9th. Let's see if he can make up any ground on him. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. He's falling now by a second half behind, so he lost a lot of ground. So we'll jump up another battle here with 4th and 5th. Looks like Big dipping down into the pits along with, is that Logical both in the pits? Is that what I'm seeing? Looks like we got a bunch of cars in the pits. Murph in the pits, Big Fat Door in the pits, Logical. FNW disqualified. I did not see what happened there. Did not see what happened with FNW. He was leading the race, and now he's just listed as disqualified. So we've got Cooper out there by himself. Everybody's pitted now for another set of mediums. We were back there watching that race for 8th or 9th, and I don't know what happened there. So that's going to put Cooper out in the lead by about a 5-second lead over Murph, with Logical now in third now, up onto the podium, 13 seconds out of second. And let's see, pretty much everybody on mediums. Rambo came in for, he's still on those hards he had for 8 laps. Shelling going to a set of softs here this last 9 laps. So we got a safety car. And I think that may have been for what happened to FNW. So I am not sure what happened there. We'll have to see if we can catch some kind of replay of it or get on something on the chat here and figure out what happened. I see it looks like we might have had a disconnect. It looks like he was leading the race, and from what I can tell in the chat, it looks like he may have just disconnected out of the server. So bad break there for FNW. Oh, actually, what I'm reading here is it says that the game told him to pass the safety car, so he passed the safety car, and then he was disqualified. So a little bit of glitch there in the system. So FNW had a good lead there over Cooper, a good fight for the lead, but a little glitch there in the game, or whatever you want to call it. But he was disqualified out of the race for passing the safety car. So unfortunate there for FNW. So we're back under safety car here, 24 laps into this with 8 laps left to go. Cooper now in the lead. If we get all bunched back up here, Cooper, Murph, and Logical, your top 3. Really expect Logical to make a push here on these new tires. I think they're all in mediums. I think they were. Yep. Top 4 all on mediums. We'll get back to Rambo on hards. He's been out on those hards for a long time, so let's see if he can hang on to that car while Schelling's right behind him in that new set of softs. Alright, so a long period here under the safety car. It seems to take forever. I'm not sure why. We don't have anybody on the track spun out anywhere, but it seems like they need to run like 3 or 4 laps under the safety car all the time for some reason. So we're gonna have 3 races here in one. So Coop started out in the rain. Coop took a big lead, about 5 seconds. So led for quite a while over FNW. When the track went dry, we had a safety car. FNW took the lead for a little while. Then we get another safety car. Another safety car come out. I didn't see what caused it. And in the meantime, FNW gets disqualified for passing the safety car. Safety car's coming in this lap. So here we're going to go back to green. Let's get back up on the lead as they're bunching up. Coop kind of back in the field up here. Safety car going to be ducking down into the pits. Let's see when Coop's going to take off here. He's going to take off right there, and it's going to be, gets a little bit of a gap on Murph, but Murph's able to hold on to him, so good reaction time there. And it's going to be Coop and Murph, your top 2. Logical fell back just a little bit slow on the reaction time. As a matter of fact, he's got his hands full with Big. As Big's down underneath him, going down in the corner. They're going to be side by side to that first chicane. So that's going to slow them down and allow Coop and Murph to get a little bit of a gap here. So Cooper still holding on to this top spot. He's led a lot of this race. A little lockup right there. Let's see if Murph can take advantage of it. Didn't gain a lot of ground, but he's held about 2 spots. So in the meantime, Big got by Logical for 3rd. Logical knocked back to 4th. Oh, we got another caution coming out. Oh, looks like somebody may have just drifted off the track. It looks like we're still back to green. Looking for Murphy. Murph's falling back just a little bit here now. He's another lock up there from Cooper. Cooper pushing really hard. Murph's falling back about a second behind here. Let's see if he can hang on to this 2nd spot. We have 7 laps left to go. We look here from Big. And we get a view here from Logical. Another lock up there from Cooper. So Cooper really pushing hard, getting in the corners, locking up, but it doesn't look like it's really costing him much time. But here we are on this battle for 3rd. Let's see if Logical can get up enough speed down the front straightaway here. Looks like we don't have DRS enabled quite yet, but he's still getting a good run on that little bit of draft there, going down to the corner to see if he makes a dive. He's not going to do it. He's going to stick in behind there and hold on to that 4th position. Another quick caution down the front straightaway there. I'm not sure what that was. We started with 13 cars. We got 11 still running. Wampus and FNW out of the race here as we are looking at this battle for 3rd and 4th. Logical doing everything he can to get back into that podium spot around Big. Meantime, Cooper starting to separate a little bit from Murphy in that 2nd spot. He's now up to about a 1.7 second lead, almost 2 full seconds. And we got a good view from Logical, looking forward to Big. Another lockup right there. There's a good shot of the top 4 cars coming down. Where are we at on the track? Oh, there it is. Down the back straight. Down the back section of the track. I don't know if it's called the back straight or not. We're going down in the last couple of corners here. 26 laps into the 32-lap race. Let's see if Logical can make a run down the front straightaway and get that 3rd position back as we're looking at this fight here for 3rd and 4th. We'll see if we can... And looking at some other... It looks like Schelling working his way up on the back of Rambo. He's going to take that 5th position away from Rambo. Logical with that back wing open down the front straightaway. Let's see if he can get enough for a run. He's not going to be able to do it, even though he's right on the back bumper. Oh, little lock up there from Murph in that 3rd position. As these cars are now closing up on the back of Murph. Logical all over the back of Big here for that 3rd position, just trying to put a bunch of pressure on him, see if he can pressure him into a mistake. Looks like we're going to have a 3-car battle here for 2nd before it's over with. We've got 5 laps left to go. Let's see if we can scroll through the field here a little bit. Once again, Logical is going to take another shot. It looks like about the only shot he has is down that front straightaway with a DRS. Little mistake there from Big. That might give him a little chance down here going in the corner on the back, going down to the back section of the track. I keep wanting to call out the corners, but I don't know what the hell they are, so. All right, a little battle right here with Cole Rambo, and it looks like AJB. You can see AJB now moving up in that 6th position. A couple mistakes there from Cole and Nova and Rambo. It's going to allow AJB to get up into 6th. So he's trying to make up some points for the points that FNW lost by being disqualified. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th all separated within less than a second here. So let's see what happens. We jump back up here to the top. It looks like Big's got a little bit of a run here on Logicals. Logicals now moved up into 3rd, setting his sights on Murph in that 2nd place. Cooper stretching his lead out to almost 2.5 seconds now over the field. He led a lot of the race early, ran second to FNW for a long time until FNW was disqualified. And Cooper now taking the lead back over to see what we can do here with... We'll look from Big's view as he's looking up towards Logical. I don't think he's making up much ground on him. As a matter of fact, he's losing ground. As Logical's running Murph down for that second position. A little lock up there from Logical. We'll get back here to this fight here for 7th. So we've got Cole, AJB here in 6th. Cole here in 7th, trying to chase him down. Nova in 8th. So we got a little bit of about a 3-card DRS train here. As we got Cole and Nova kind of piled up here behind AJB. Let's see if they can do anything as they're coming down the back section of the track into the last couple of corners. As we got 29 laps left to go. Looking up at this fight for 2nd and 3rd as we're watching this race back here for 7th and 8th. I'm looking up at the intervals to see if it looks like Logical is gaining a bunch of ground there on Murph. Let's see if he can do anything. He tries to go to the outside down through the chicane. Murph fights back. Holds on to that 2nd position. Logical going to settle back into 3rd. He had a really good run on him down to that front straightaway into the chicane. Let's see if Logical can put a little pressure on it because that 2nd spot, a little lock up there again from Murph going down in the corner. Looks like Nova's moved up into 7th around AJB. Looks like AJB, Nova and Cole both got around him. Cole moved up to 6th. Schelling did a really good job running that 5th spot. Another lock up from Murph. Murph's locking these tires up quite a bit going down the corner, pushing as hard as he can to try to stay in front of Logical. He's got his hands full here trying to hold on to 2nd there, down the chicane in the back section of the track. Looks like Logical's going to stay within DRS range as they're coming down to the last 2 corners coming up on that long front straightaway. We're going to stick right here on this battle for 2nd. We got Big back there about 1.2 seconds behind. There's a new fast lap from Cooper with a 1:16, only about a 1.5 off his qualifying time. Doesn't look like Logical's going to be close enough to make a move down here going to turn 1 as we've got about 2 laps left to go. Looks like we're starting our 30th lap, so maybe 3 laps left to go. Murph still holds on to 2nd. Oh, watch that battle up there. We got AJB here. Look like he's trying to find a way around Rusted. He goes to the outside, makes a good pass down here, going into the chicane. AJB going to move himself back up into 7th after losing 2 spots. Let's see if Nova can put a little more pressure back on him. Let's jump up to the front here because it looks like Logical's might have made up a little bit of ground on Murph. He's 0.3 of a second behind as they're going down the back section of the track. What is that? Corner number 13. They're going down it. So going down the straightaway into that chicane into turns 14 and 15. I got another map up here I'm trying to look at. So Logical trying to make some ground. He's fallen back just a little bit here as they come down to in the DRS detection zone in the last couple of corners down the straightaway. He's about 0.8 of a second behind. I think he's going to have to be within about 3 to 4/10 of a second of Murph on that last corner to have a shot to get past him. He made a good run off that last corner, then gained up about 1/10 of a second. But I don't think he's going to be close enough here going down into turn number 1. Yeah, he only gained about 2. Oh, he's going to try to make a late dive. It looked like he was going to try to make a Max Verstappen dive there really late into the corner, but he just thinks better of it and drops back into that 3rd position. We got 2 laps left to go. We're starting lap 31. Cooper just kind of stinking up the show here. He's about 5.5 seconds out in the lead. We'll give him a little bit of a view. But in the meantime, he looks like he's going to run away with this as Murph and Logical are fighting back here for the 2nd and 3rd position. Good fight going on here for 2nd and 3rd. We look back here. It looks like Cole's now run down Schelling. Looks like those soft tires might be wearing out on Schelling's car. Oh, looks like Cole got in the back of him there a little bit. But he backs out of it, and that's going to allow Nova to get past him there for that 6th position. They're running side by side here with Nova and Cole. A little bit more contact right there. The 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. We're watching, keeping my eye on that battle up here for 2nd and 3rd as they're going down the back section of the track. So a good fight right here with AJB, Nova, and Cole. Schelling still holding that 5th position. So Schelling made some good moves earlier. He was the first car to go to inners when everybody was on the wets. And it really helped him move up through the field. And he went to some slicks really quick too. So that moved him up from about 10th or 11th up into the top 5. All right, so where are we at here? So it looks like we're going down in the last corners again, down that front straightaway. Once again, Logical looking to the outside as I go down to the chicane. It looks like he's going to get a spot on Murph. He's going to get around him there. We just jumped over just in time, so Logical with a good run down to the turn number 1 into that chicane. Murph coming back at him here on the inside, but he's not going to be able to make it pass. So Logical going to move up into second around Murph. I'm glad we switched over just in time to catch that pass. It was a good run. I didn't think Logical had enough, was close enough to him to make it happen, but he got a good draft down that front straightaway. And he's going to move up into second. Murph going to settle back into third in that last podium position. And big back there in fourth. We've got a caution somewhere in section 1. It looks like the other Mercedes Innova. Let's see where he's at. Looks like he's parked off the tractor. He's going again. Let's see if we can get back up here, get back up to the front. So it looks like Murph has now made a move up on Logical. He's only less than a tenth of a second here on the last lap. Murph's giving Logical all he can handle here to hold on that second position as they're coming down into the last set of quarter. Looking to the inside, late dive here for Murph for that second spot. He locks him up, but he has to settle back behind Logical. It was either stay on it and take Logical out. He's going to try to get a run coming off the last corner, but it looks like Logical's going to hold on to that second place. Good run there for second and third between Logical and Murph. Cooper winning the race here by about a 10-second margin over this battle for second. We had a good fight there for second. Murph took a late dive down to that last corner, but thought better of it, backed off, or he was going to drive right through the side pod of Logical. So Cooper, Logical, Murph, big, your top 4. Nova coming home in 5th. Shelling, after moving up to that 5th spot, fell back to 6th there towards the end. Joe Beers, Rambo, AJB, Hype, Colder at the 11 running cars left at the end. Wampus and FNW, your 2 cars that fell out. FNW, it's a shame. He had a really good run. Was really moving up through the field. He took the lead there after that safety car in the rain, and then he gets disqualified from some kind of little glitch in the game. Said told him to pass the safety car. He passes the safety car, and then he gets disqualified for it. So shame there for FNW. He was running really well, but we got to see a really good battle there with Logical and Murph there for a second spot. Let's see, I can't choose where we are. So Cooper with the win. Logical second, Murph in third. And our driver of the day is going to be Joe Beef. I keep calling him Joe Beer. Sorry, it's Joe Beef. Sorry for that. So we jump over here to the podium. We got Cooper up on the podium in the McLaren. We got Logical in second in the Mercedes, and Murph third with the Ferrari team. So 3 different teams on the podium. Good race today. I want to thank the NYDRL guys for letting us come on here and cover the race today. This was fun. It's something different for us. Like I said, we're usually covering World of Outlaws dirt races, but we enjoy some F1, and it was fun to get on here and do some coverage. Got to see some great racing there towards the end between Logical and Murph, and it was a really fun race because we had a lot of different challenges. We had the rain, guys switching from tires from wets to inners and back to slicks, so that just a good fight all throughout. So there's our finishing position. So Cooper takes the win and best lap. I think that third place position for Murph is going to move him up to top in the points. We had the point standings up here somewhere. Where'd they go? Cooper was 9th last week in the first race of the series, so this win's going to definitely catapult him up through the standings. And Logical with that second place finish. I think it's going to be really close between him and Murph. Logical was in third, Murph in second, so good race here today. Once again, thanks to everybody for being on here. Thanks for NYDRL for letting us cover this, and congratulations to the winner. And we'll see you guys again next time. We'll be back Wednesday night for World of Outlaw race with BCRL, racing UMP Modifieds at Lima Land and Super Late Models at Texas. So thanks a lot.